celebration of life. This is a celebration of life. This is a celebration of life.
Good morning, y'all.
Real celebration of life.
Yeah.
Hey, Juliet pass the telephone chalice day. Make me make a call. Food up in a me calabash. Babylon a fall. Herb in the communion. Sacrament is all. Charasta man praises can't stall. Hear me now. Keep the Sabbath holy, so holy, so holy. Hey, Rastafari name a call. I fi give thanks for life and for whatever. I don't care at all.
Good morning.
It's them smile. Universal love Rastafari all the while. Tell them life is a gift, so don't you go contemplate suicide. No.
Cymarshall Law Show,
Rastafari stand
episode
alone.
54. The Art of
So
Power.
tell the pagan stay wide. Bobo man a trample down pride. Rastafari stay wide. Celebration of
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Celebration of life.
Yeah.
This is a celebration of life. This is a celebration of life.
Hope y'all feeling good this morning.
All when the pot a cook and the youth no know. Still I give thanks although it tough. All when the juice barely fill me cup. Still I give thanks although it rough. Lord God, it coulda worse. Me coulda dey a hospital and a nurse. AIDS, diabetes and cancer is a curse. Purge it out till I see I do first. Celebration of life. This is a celebration of life.
Good morning, good vibrations.
This is a celebration of life.
Perfect. Wake up, wake up, wake
This
up,
is a
wake up.
celebration of life. This is a celebration of life. This is a celebration of life.
Wake up, 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 wake up.
Rastafari stands alone. Woo! Good or bad, up or down, I'm so glad to be around. Sane or mad, happy or sad, give thanks for the life where you have. Cause when all is said and done, I give thanks for what Jah has done. It makes me glad to kill the fire as the most I God.
Hey,
This is a
hey.
celebration
Oh.
of life.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Good morning, y'all. I want to wake y'all up. Let's go. Wake up! Good morning, let's go. Yeah.
Top of the morning to you, Mr. Official. This is how we keep the parties rocking without the popping of the style. We got this locked now. Taught her now. Show them how. Yeah. Down like downtown, Julie Black. We get sentenced to act the fool, winning as the record spin, grinning. Listen, Pharaoh and Manat to the end. We'll not pretend to kill suckers with a pen. Sit in the back, into the lab, fitting them off, stabbing them. They beat rhymes and beats are not grabbing them. Maximum amount of manhood, masculine without asking them. My raps leave they backs and traction. Sometimes I gotta rush, taking it straight to the face of MCs. Every line publishing go up 50 G's. Mr. March, show these figures how terrorists get down. Oops, pull the trigger. Standing in line, we making women abandon they guys. Melt the snow, we so hot, we make Canada dry. Planning on jamming on the beach and kicking sand in they eyes. Man of the year, fucking with me, man, you're planning to die.
We like some fantastic rhymatics, asthmatic, sporadic spitters, go-getters, headlock my words, body letters. Let us come through the cipher, make it a semicircle. F sticks and stones, Jake's kick tones will hurt you.
Good morning. Good morning.
So much shit, fun as if we wasn't here. Niggas gonna learn to
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
hot when I spit, kill kids, singing this.
It's official. Lines coming at you like a missile through your bones.
Yeah, pistol whipping niggas blow the whistle, it's a song issue. Oh, will you grow?
We'll approach the microphone.
Let it all.
Let it roll.
Get bold.
We about to take rap back, snatch the soul. Out of pure love for this, we out of control.
Houston then we have a problem. But I'm ready to launch though.
Barrel
launch a blast from Queens to Toronto. Stop those frauds with the onslaught, unfold. Throwing bows like Riddick. Foes are forced to get it. Shit, I'ma get the critics pissed when I spit it. I'm awesome. Lead the league in assists, and this is how I toss them.
The best ain't as big as they boast to be. Believe me, never mind an underground MC. We standing on top of this mic, rockin' Metropolis, copping this ill shit from flow activists. Yeah.
And we don't wanna hurt you. Can't believe you had the nerve to talk so much shit. Fun as if we wasn't here. Niggas don't learn to. Or they gon' have to nurse you. Lyrics is a virtue. Hot when I spit. Ghetto kids singing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Call it out.
Very ridiculous flows. I'm thinking to your face a ticket. You're off with the picture, not quite as a ticket. Lit the keys. I'm trying to seize in Florida, please. Pharaoh is tight with his for cheesy. Still I'm a revealer, skiller, stiller than killers and thieves. Being a still of the night. Believe me, aficionado. My taste exquisite. You're listening to one of the best that ever did it. When I flow, my heart palms hit. Hop inside this world to come get it. We got this locked down. Start on out. Show them how we get down.
I am in it to win it, styles definitive, definite element, tough enough to break the settlement. No impediment, it's 7 and competition's irrelevant through hella high water. Anybody's getting slaughtered. I'm the type of rapper to capture the rapture in the palm of a soul. Stroll through the valley of the shadow of death, holding my breath, trace back my steps, and yes, it's original Mike Dogs, nigga. It's how I rock it, not cause you can't chant my verse. Disperse 5 words per second when I exit next level. Revel at any level, chill with the devil, look into his eyes, recognize evil in disguise. And I despise those who trying to counteract these guys, and lies will get you those boom bye-byes, nigga. I don't promote those who pose as real and then rap about other trash to get a record deal, nigga.
Yeah. Good morning, my name is Cymarshall Law, and welcome to episode 54 of the Cymarshall Law Show, The Art of Power. The Art of Power. Hope y'all doing good this morning. Let me put on something fly to go ahead and start this morning prayer off with. Matter of fact, we're going to do the morning prayer in silence. Take off these headphones. Universal gods, great architect, cosmic intelligence, Jah, the Most High, creator of all things. Thank you for allowing us to wake up today full of purpose. Thank you for guidance. Thank you for unconditional love. Thank you for forgiveness. Thank you for compassion. Thank you for empathy. Thank you for growth. Thank you for allowing us to become greater than we ever were or ever could have imagined. Thank you for our inner peace. Thank you for inner happiness. Thank you for laughter. Thank you for our physical health being well. Thank you for our healthy hearts, our healthy brains, our active, healthy brains. Thank you for our healthy intestines, our healthy bones, our healthy relationships. Thank you for the great food we're going to eat today. Thank you for the great air we're going to breathe today. Thank you for the water we're going to drink today. Thank you for good skin. Thank you for our family and friends. And thank you for great conversations. Thank you for those deep conversations that allow us to remember that things are still real. Thank you for everything that we're learning during this trying time. And thank you for just today. Thank you for the sun shining on us. Sometimes we just got to be thankful to be thankful, you know? So thank you, God. Thank you very, 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 very much. We're going to have a great day today, and we are blessed. Let's go. Amen. Yeah. That was a good one. That felt good. I'm feeling real good this morning. Like real good. Like, I'm feeling so good that it almost feels weird. I mean, I usually feel good. However, I feel the type of good where I couldn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep, and I'm not exactly sure why, but I just felt like something good is happening. You ever just have that feeling on the inside of your core that good things are happening in your life? It's either that or something bad is happening, because I just could not sleep last night, and it was a good feeling. I just felt like excited, and I didn't know exactly where the excitement might be coming from. But I was excited. I'm still excited. I just feel like it's good that the show is called The Art of Power today, because it's a good segue into maybe how I feel. Because I was gonna call the show something else. I was gonna call it like Imperfectly Perfect, because I was originally gonna speak about how having to be what society tells you to be, or not having to be what society tells you have to be, is liberating. And I was going to call the show something having to do with liberation or Imperfectly Perfect, because I definitely see people feeling like they have to catch up to what's going on the internet or in society. And a lot of times we feel like if we're not in tune or up to date with what's going on, we feel like we're being left behind. And we just feel like we have to kind of do everything that we see everyone else doing. And I was going to speak about how not feeling like you have to do everything everyone else is doing is liberating. It's powerful. I was going to talk about how owning who you are is liberating, because a lot of times we pay attention to what other people have going on, and we start feeling as though who we are is not enough. But it's like we're all individuals, and we all have something great within us. You listening to this right now has something great within you that nobody else has. The issue is that society tells us we have to be like this certain type of thing. We either have to be muscly with all muscles, or girls have to have no waist, or, a big chest, or just certain things society tells we have to be like, or whether we have to go to college right after high school, or whatever it is. Society has these certain things. We have to get married after college a certain time. And I feel like owning who you are, owning like your story, owning your path and where you're going is highly liberating. It's very powerful, because it's like nobody can tell you what your story is supposed to sound like except you. That's between you and God. At the end of the day, what happens in your story is how you choose to write it. And how you choose to write it, I feel like should be written by the author of your heart. And what I mean by that is that people often say, so which way should I go? And I say to them, when I'm choosing which direction I have to go, I use my heart as my GPS. I use my heart as my navigational system. And me choosing to use my own feeling rather than what society is telling me I have to do or has to be, it always gets me to where I go. Maybe not when I want to get there, but when I'm supposed to be there. I'll say that again. When you follow your own heart or follow your own story, you may not get where you want to go when you want to get there, but you will get there when you're supposed to be there. So just keep that in mind, because a lot of us are always running around trying to follow what the next woman is doing, but our story is the greatest one. Like, his story is not greater than your story. Her story is not greater than your story. You know what I'm saying? My story is not greater than your story. The difference is between our stories is just how they're being told. But whether or not, we should be looking at someone else's story or the way someone else is living their life and trying to follow it. Nah, there's power in owning who you are. You know what I'm saying? You could not like this or you could like that and never be ashamed of who you are, because there's power in it. And the thing is, once you own who you are, then you start to see people start to own who they are, because they see you shine in your light and they're like, oh, that's how you doing it? I can do that too, because I'm the sun too, and I was born to shine too. But sometimes it's like you got to shine your light for other people to shine their light. And that's not, back in the day, I used to think like, when someone's copying you, that's corny. They should never copy you. But then I came to think, I matured a little bit, and I came to realize that copying is flattery, because people see what you're doing and they obviously feel it and they want to get a piece of it. But the jewel I'm trying to drop here is that you shouldn't be so enamored by what someone else is doing that you feel like you have to copy them, because your own story is dope. You, my friend, who listening to this right now, you are dope. Doper than anything you could ever possibly copy from anybody else. And that's liberating. Owning your story is liberating. It's powerful. So that just led me to call the show The Art of Power because coincidentally, today I'm going to review a book, and the book is called The Art of Power. And the book is a super dope book. I recently found it. I read a piece of it. I listened to a piece of it, and we're going to go deep into that. But I just want to make sure that the focus of the show today is how to get power, real power, because a lot of times people think power is not exactly what it is, and we're going to get into that. It's all about owning who you are. Like, for instance, the other day I seen my boy, one of my good friends, he was online and he was like, it's a funny dude. He was like, yeah, I wish I was a nerd so I could watch Justice League. Some people may have got offended, but I know my guy is just online, you know, trying to eat up his time and busting people's balls. He didn't mean no harm by it. But I thought about it and I was like, a lot of times people get called things and they have negative connotations, and because they have negative connotations, the people who actually are those things tend to not publicly own them. But guess what? I'm a nerd, and I'm the coolest nerd you will ever meet in your life, because I own it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, whether you a jock, whether you a nerd, whether you, no matter what it is that you are, never be ashamed of who you are. Never, ever, ever be ashamed of who you are. Because who you are at the core, when you express your originality, there's nobody like you, and you are the dopest thing God ever created. Who gonna tell you that I'm doper than you? Who gonna tell you that she's doper than you? Who gonna tell you that he's doper than you? Nah, it's all perspective. And my perspective is that we're all dope. We're all equally dope. But it's just who's out there owning their stories, or who's just out there following the rest like a robot or doing what society tells them to do. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna be me. That is never gonna be me. I'm always gonna give you the best of myself, and I hope to inspire you, my friend who's listening, to do the same, because I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story because your story is like nobody else's story. Your story, they should make a movie about your story. If you could have a director and a writer assist you in creating your story, you know, your story, who's listening to this right now, your story is dope enough to be in the cinema. Motion picture, I'm telling you that. So don't be looking at this man's story or that man's story or her story and be envious or be so enamored that you think you're not that dope. Own your shit. Own it. It's liberating. It's liberating. And then when you own your shit, guess what happens? People start looking at you and they start being like, oh, he's owning his shit? He's showing me how to own my shit. And then we have this whole world of originality and creativity and just dopeness and, you know, good vibes and good energy. We all giving each other, we learning from each other. You inspire me. Hopefully I inspire you. And that's how the world continues to go around. But it's like, what are we doing? Are we liberating ourselves, or are we putting ourselves in like a mental jail by thinking that this thing in the society tells us we have to be, you know? So it's like, who are you? That is the question you have to ask yourself. Who are you? And I believe I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? But some days we all have, we have our days. And that's another thing I wanted to mention, because guess what? I'm not perfect. So although I'm saying these things to you, a lot of times for the return listeners, they know that I'll go often say, you know, I'm not perfect. And I have this show to remind myself a lot of the times of the things I know. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves of the things we already know. So I have this show to help y'all, and I also have this show to help me, because during this pandemic, everything is trying to take us out from left to right, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta be firing on all cylinders. So I'm here to help y'all, and hopefully y'all here to give me some positive energy. You know, I'm willing to learn. I'm not perfect. The greatest man knows that in the end, we can never stop learning. The smartest man knows that we will never stop learning. So if you have something to teach me, I'm willing to learn it. I'm willing to own the fact that I don't know everything. And when you're willing to own the fact that you don't know anything and you're open to grow, then you can become the greatest. And that's how you get power. But yeah, let's get into the song of the day. And we're going to come back and talk about the art of power. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about the art of power. that book. And we're also going to talk about the Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut. We're going to have Ace Wonder come on. We're going to chop it up about that. But right now we're going to get into the song of the day. The song of the day is called Fall of Rome by dope female MC, just a dope MC called Che Noir. And it's produced by 38 Special. My name is Cymarshall Law. This is the Cymarshall Law Show. Thank you for joining. Y'all, if you enjoy the show, click subscribe, share it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to give y'all all the love and positive energy in my body. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Let's go. Yeah.
Look, fuck slaving for a low wage. I'd rather blow my brains, I need another way to get my dough straight. A drug dealer was my soulmate. Road to riches flipping birds, I always knew he had road rage. I don't care if these hoes hate. The day I let you bitches get to me, Satan gon' feel a cold day. I gotta give God the most praise. And my nigga do too, I won't date a nigga who don't pray. Only broke bitches throw shade. I'm a snake charmer, use the money as a flute to expose snakes. My killer's on you tryna locate. And they ain't wearing baggy clothes, just turtlenecks and gold chains. All my murders is a cold case. All my niggas making moves is like an episode of Soul Train. Yo, let me talk my shit for a minute. Trust gang shit. Love, lack of money can cause stress. For a check, I took a dance with the devil in the prom dress. I was tired of seeing my mom stressed. I had a meeting with the man upstairs, but I took the...
That shit pushed my pen, bro. So for me to like hear that, I'm keeping it straight from the chest with you. That shit motivate me. That shit's real lyricism. I fuck with it.
Real lyricism.
I treat the music like the dope game. Pharmacy the fiends before they get it, they gotta pay me the copay.
Let's go.
I'ma give them the old shade. Before a bitch cross me, she better look both ways. Wasn't overnight, I got it at a slow pace. I just got on every single beat and I told pain. Did it 10 toes, that's 2 feet on the ground. My food for thought is like a cooked meal from deep in the south. The living room was like a bedroom, had to sleep on the couch. Opportunities knocking, I give it keys to the house. All I needed was a solid plug, so I gotta keep a core. Ain't no friendly competition, nigga, all I see is war. The Caesar of this rap shit, I gotta keep a sword. Got your favorite rapper blood on this Coliseum floors, God first and I believe in the cross. Most niggas will have it all, but let greed be they fall. Took a shopping spree, I paid the cost to being a boss. Checked the bag and talk was the cheapest thing that I bought.
Let's
nigga,
go. Cymarshall Law Show, episode 54, The Art of Power. Come on. Che Noir. Yo, Cymarshall, what up? I see you.
Feel you on this shit, Marco. This that shit I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Hip-hop shit's like a groupie nowadays. It's too easy to fuck with. Plus it go both ways. Anybody with a grill and a dick can come and get a #1 hit and that's it. Carmen used to love her, but even DMC don't fuck with her since she hooked up with Danny Glover. She's Hollywood, nigga. Fake ass dudes with no clues and Pro Tools and Vader name shoes is who niggas pay money for, yeah? But get out your checkbook. Real niggas rapping this year. My name's Carter now. Came from the indie scene when niggas still press vinyl for the promo team. When niggas still use 12. When Primo's beats was still low in between hard knock life and raw. I'm in between shit you never saw in that boom bap rap that made you take your tape deck off pause.
Y'all act like niggas ain't bringing the real shit no more. This is war. Y'all act like niggas ain't still bringing the real hardcore.
Yeah. One's for the money. Yeah. 2's for the skill. 3's for all my niggas who sample Kill Bill. 4's for the DJs who still carry crates. And 5's for whack niggas getting punched in the face for spitting that bullshit. Bringing down the curve in the name of hip-hop, nigga, you got some nerve.
Let's
Ain't a
go.
Backpack underground, lyrical miracle, bus riding, shell-toed dude, but I still eat your food. On any given Sunday, Cool J or not, I'ma rock them bells and get paid like ask him, I'm thorough like a Navy SEAL in every borough. But I ain't busting shots for George. Trying to bust on the track and clear racks and stores.
Let's go!
Polo on the kick, it's like Pele on the MP. I'm crack, even Joe got an envy. Nigga. And a target on their back for the shots and hate for the cops go pop without giving a second thought. Fuck that nigga, I'ma go pop two shots in there just to clear out the room. Grab that microphone and show you who's boss. Rep for the hoods like a burning cross, but just without Bush and the rest of the gang, nigga. I've been with more girls than KD, Lang, Ellen, and Bill Clinton combined. I'm a sign of the times, nigga. Read my face, you can't fuck with the lines. Every time you think I ain't got no more heat, I just call Marco Polo when I destroy the beat. I'm a Tyrannosaurus without a thesaurus. Niggas get 8, get a verse before my release date. There it is.
I'm a bigger threat. You try to make a play, but I intercept. The kid a vet, you a man with one leg, you always miss a step. The difference is I'm meticulous when I'm kicking this. The hip hop, I'm what St. Nicholas is. The Christmases, the skill's ridiculous. I flaunt it and I'm frivolous. I take shots, you couldn't get the picture with Google Images. The game is villainous and it's filled with wickedness. Punk rappers wouldn't take a stand if there was witnesses. Who the hell is this? I never miss.
Yeah.
She's in my Sorella sticks.
Welcome back. Let's go with this. Welcome back. Y'all still with me? So yeah, we were talking about the art of power, and I believe Ace Wonder is gonna join in just momentarily, but we can go ahead and start right now as far as the book review. So the book of the week, something so dope. Like, I mean, dope on top of dope on top of dope. Yo, if you want a book, matter of fact, you know how this morning I was like, I'm just like in a good mood right now. I was in a good mood when I fell asleep on the couch last night. I was in a good mood when I woke up at 1 a.m. I fell back asleep. I woke up at 3:30. I was in a good mood, and I was just like, why? Like, where is this coming from? And you know what? This book, I think it has a big part to do with it, because it's like, you know a lot of things, but sometimes when you allow yourself to remember the things you know, that's what happened in this book. So this book had so many jewels. Let me just get into it because I'm pretty excited about it. So the book of the week is called The Art of Power, and it's by Thich Nhat Hanh. That is, I'll put it actually in the chat window so you guys can maybe look it up on your own leisurely time. Boom. So Thich Nhat Hanh is a Vietnamese Buddhist Zen master. He is a poet, he is a scholar, and a peace activist who was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He is the author of many books, including the classics like Peace is Every Step and The Art of Power. And Han lives in Plum Village, and his meditation center is in France, and he has led many retreats worldwide on the art of mindful living. So that's just a piece of who this brother is. And so the book, The Art of Power, is about what real power is. And a lot of people feel like power is one thing, but it's another thing. And I don't want to give everything away in the book, but Han goes into what power actually is, and I think it's so dope. So he starts off by saying power is not really physical power. It's not really political power. It's not like a financial power. It's not like a celebrity power. It's not like a fame power. So all the things that we equate with power, he's saying power is not really those things. And he has this book, and he has 5 pillars of power. And the 5 pillars of power, I like to do acronyms to remember things in my head, and I remembered it like fire department, MC, insight. But it's F, faith. D, diligence. M, mindfulness. C, concentration. I, insight. So he was saying that these 5 pillars are actually how you come to find power in your life. And hold on. So I had to stop and answer that call in the middle. So that was the good brother. AC. How do I send this to? You know what? I'm gonna come right back. I gotta deal with something quickly. Sorry about that, y'all. We'll play this joint. Be right back.
I'm a bigger threat. You try to make a play, but I intercept. The kid a vet, you a man with one leg, you always miss a step. The difference is I'm meticulous when I'm kicking this. The hip hop, I'm what St. Nicholas. It's the Christmases. The skill's ridiculous. I flaunt it and I'm frivolous. I take shots, you couldn't get the picture with Google Images. The game is villainous and it's filled with wickedness. Punk rappers wouldn't take a stand if there was witnesses. Who the hell is this? I never miss and roll a belly split. You just stretch the truth like the cheese in mozzarella sticks. You either a seller or a customer. Life's a bitch, so I flip the switch and go for the jugular. And I'm a hustler. Plus I read books like you lift weights. So my every thought is muscular. My brain the size of tiny Zeus. When I produce, your career gon' pass fast like the Flash and Hyper Boost. I'm a sight to see, don't give a fuck if you stare. It's the wave without brushing my hair, yeah. And I don't care about the amount. My competition, all mathematicians, they down for the count. Me, I'm on the fast track, last lap. I am a class act. I make hands clap when the man rap. You better stand back. I made something from what was never there, but now you well aware. I rock without a present care. I don't need a reason I rock to rock, and everything is telling me not to stop now. Originator, star creator, innovator, always had the most flavor. I don't need a reason I rock to rock now. Everything is telling me not to stop, and originator, star creator, innovator, always had the most flavor. You can guess I'm art's big stick if you criticize my art, but you was never artistic. Not brave enough to step on the stage, but got much to say. I see it right, I guess you'll live to fight.
Yo. We back when we was able to fish Ace Wonder out the water. Good morning, brother.
Yo, peace. Good morning, man.
Good morning. So, yeah, I was in the middle of the book review, so I'm just gonna hop right back in. My listeners, welcome to Brother Ace Wonder.
Salute.
So I was saying the book of the week is The Art of Power by Thich Nhat Hanh, name hard to pronounce, a Vietnamese name. So he was saying that it's a super dope book. It has so many bars on top of bars on top of bars, and if you want a book to kind of like brighten your spirit or allow you to remember what real power is, he was saying real power is not physical power, it's not political power, it's not financial power, it's not celebrity power. Real power comes from 5 pillars that he created, and the 5 pillars are faith, diligence, mindfulness, concentration, and insight. And the reason why this shit was so dope is that most people think, power comes from, money or celebrity, the things we spoke about earlier. But it's like when you have faith, he's to start with F. When you have faith, it's just the all-knowing. It's not having to have something tangible for you to believe. So faith is like the most powerful thing because it's your connection with something spiritual, your connection with something greater than yourself. And a lot of people don't have faith, and it's like, I can blatantly see the power of prayer. I can blatantly see the power of knowing that you're not alone in things and knowing that there's a force greater than you at work. And he goes into detail on faith and just how real power is attained through faith. So that's number one. Number two would be diligence. And he was saying real power is attained through diligence. And now I'm just giving y'all a summary. The book, it's a pretty healthy book with a lot of information, a lot of stories that allow the illustrations, the points my man is trying to make come to life within his stories. But in number two, diligence, he was just saying, when you have a goal, or you have a dream, or you have a passion, you have just anything in your life you want to accomplish, a lot of times people never manifest what they possibly could because their diligence is low. They just don't stay on it. Just bang, 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 bang. They stay on it. Just like anybody at the top of their game, whether you're a professional athlete or whether you're a doctor or whether you're a lawyer, in order to get to that top upper echelon of who you are, you could be a producer, you could be an artist. It's like diligence and continuing to stay on it is how you can grow and become like the most powerful being in the universe. Now, so faith, diligence, and then number three, which was super dope to me and probably my favorite one, is mindfulness. And mindfulness would be just being present in the moment. And it was so dope to me because I have a problem with this. And mindfulness would be, if I'm talking to Ace right now, my conversation being right with Ace instead of my brain being in yesterday's arguments, my brain being in tomorrow's plans, just being here in the moment. And when you're here in the moment, there's a lot of power in it because I can really pay attention and pick up the things that are happening in the moment, as opposed to if I'm doing something, I'm still like picking at what happened to me yesterday. If something negative happened to me last year, it's like you can either water the flowers of negativity or you can water the flowers of positivity. And when you're mindful in the moment, it's hard to water the flowers of negativity because you're in the moment. And he talks a lot about breathing. And if you're mindful of your breathing, like if you're literally thinking about breathe in, breathe out as you're doing things, it's hard for you not to be in the moment because you're conscious of your breathing in that moment. So he was saying mindfulness is, a direct pathway to power. So far we have faith, we have diligence, and we have mindfulness. And then number four was concentration. And that is similar to mindfulness, but it's a little bit different in the fact that you can be in the moment and still not be focused. They're two sort of different things. So when you're trying to attain your power or trying to attain your goals, it's concentration. And it's like the more you concentrate your attention, your focus, the faster you bring whatever to life. So concentration, and lastly is insight. And insight would be you allowing yourself to look at what you're trying to accomplish or look at your aspirations or your dreams and allowing yourself to be honest with what's going on. It's real insight. You analyzing what's going on and then figuring out what's your best move instead of you going through a situation and then just being like, that happened. There's always more to learn through insight, through looking back at what happened. So this book was just super dope. He talked about he mentioned a lot of stories, and one as far as mindfulness and being in the moment and appreciating the things that are going right now. He spoke of this one story. I won't give all his stories, but he spoke of this one story of this guy who was 51 years old. He had a super successful business, and he just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. His wife was going through surgery, and she needed him to be there, but his company depended on him so much that he allowed his wife to go through that surgery alone. And luckily, she came through the surgery. His kids missed the kids' birthdays time and time again, and he was like, yo, I'm working for you guys. I'm working for I'm building our empire for you guys. The man was never home. His wife needed him. His kids needed him. The man was never home, and he was never in the moment at home with his family. And then guess what happened? I'll give you one guess what happened. He always said when he had time for his family, he would have time for them when things were done. And then my man got into a car accident at 51 and died. So he had all the money for his family, but none of the time, and then his time was over. So mindfulness, or just these things, are just paying attention to what really matters in the moment, and that's how you really get this power. Because a lot of people, like, he thought power would be about money and his company, but that's not where real power is from. Real power comes from your faith, your diligence, your mindfulness, your concentration. And to me, real power also comes from doing the things that you love. And there's nothing that I love more than my family. I don't know, there's nothing more than Ace loves more than his family. So
You already know.
So, you know what I'm saying? Real power is treating the people you love properly. So, that last part was my part. That wasn't in the book. That was just me. But yo, the book was super dope, and it's called The Art of Power. I think y'all should cop it. Matter of fact, let me see here, just so y'all can kind of. No, I'm not gonna do that. But it's called The Art of Power, and I hope y'all check it out, man. I hope y'all check it out. Super dope book.
Check. Let me ask you this: when was that released? Or when was it published?
The book was published. It's not a new book. It's at least 10 years old. I'll tell you right now, The Art of Power. Release date. Yeah, I thought so. I should have just said it. August 14th, 2007.
Okay.
But yeah, man, the dude who wrote it is very old. You know what I'm saying? He gives a lot of stories. He talks about Siddhartha, about how he was a prince and then decided not to take his throne, and ended up being the Buddha, and how, you know, he got the power not through money and through like celebrity status. He threw that away and he found real power. But yeah, it's a super dope book, The Art of Power. Art of Power, and I hope y'all all check it out. Check it out.
Word. I asked that because him even speaking on mindfulness, that's been a more of a trendy topic as of late. So for him to be even speaking on that over a dozen years ago, that's, you know, shows you where the brother's mental was at back then. He was aware, you know?
Yeah. Earlier in the show, I kind of spoke about him, but for the people who might just be joining, I'll speak on it again. The author, Thich Nhat Hanh, he's a Vietnamese Buddhist Zen master, a poet, a scholar, peace activist who was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., author of many books. He has a meditation center in France and has led retreats worldwide on the art of mindful living. So this has been a brother who has been doing this for a while. But yeah, super dope. But yeah, man, I am actually ready to get into the Justice League review. My brother, it's that time.
Yeah. Is it that time?
It's that time. I'll let you take the stage, my guy. Justice League review. Zack Snyder's Justice League. You got the stage, my brother.
Yeah, man. I watched this thing twice. Well, I attempted a second time. And I want to say I give it props for the approach my man had that was different from the original that had dropped, 2017? So about 3-4 years ago. Right. Depending on when 2017 it dropped. So if it's not 4 years, approaching 4 years. But it was dope. It was dope. I don't remember the total runtime of the first one. So I'm going to say this movie was just a little overkill for me. 4 hours was definitely too long. And I'm comparing it to most of the other, whether it be DC or Marvel, you know, some of them can run lengthy, especially some of the more popular ones like the Avengers, when you're adding all of them, which is almost the DC equivalent when we're talking about Justice League.
Right.
For what it's worth, though, it was dope. I did notice some different scenes, some different moves and things within the movie that I actually appreciated. It seemed a little darker. I don't know if it was the camera work, the lighting, or what have you, but I definitely felt like this version was darker, which I did like. I just don't know if, personally, I don't know, like I said, if the juice was worth the squeeze. I don't know if it was really worth them releasing this 4 years later. It didn't really have a big impact on me, and I really didn't care for it. So I don't know if the hard fanboys that the fans gonna come for me and have something to say, but I didn't really see that much of a difference to where it needed to be released. Again, the scenes were dope, but I don't see as far as a significant difference in a lot of the scenes versus the first one. It just kind of gave it like a different spin, but to come out 4 years ago, I think the timing was just awkward. It was just weird. Like, I understood that they said the director, he had some personal things going on. So for the people listening that may not know, understand, like, so why did they come out with basically a remake, a reboot, or let's just say what the original was supposed to be 4 years later in 2021 instead of when the original came out. And you can speak on it, correct me if I'm wrong. They said the director had some issues go on. He stopped his production. Some other dude stepped in to take over. And then in 2017, we got the version where the second director stepped in. So what happened this year, within the last month or two, is what was released with the initial director, his first vision of what the Justice League movie should have been like.
Right.
And again, I think they both did a good one. I can't really say which one I really care for more. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna give it a rating, I give it a solid 3.
I definitely heard some people say they like the first one better than the second one, but I think the people who said that didn't necessarily grow up reading those comic books. I'm definitely one of those super fanboys, but I'm not gonna be upset with you for your opinion. That's why we have you. We want your perspective. And I think it was a dope perspective.
And I read those books too. You know, I don't know if I can say I know you were heavy into it. So I won't try to say I was, on your level, but I definitely read it, knew about Justice League. And yeah, I'm interested to see how you felt about it.
Listen, the reason why it came out was because I think that a few million fans signed a petition for Warner Brothers to release this movie. And to speak on Zack Snyder, it was his daughter that she committed suicide. So he had to step away from the movie, and it wasn't a thing where he was able to choose who was going to continue directing and finishing his movie. But I did read an article, and his wife was involved in the movie too, as far as helping make it. And she told Zack Snyder not even to watch the movie they put out in the movie theaters because they, tore his movie up. So the way I see it is, imagine you and I are working on an album, and we're like 60%, 65% done with the album. And then for some reason, neither one of us can finish writing the album. And then 2 other MCs come in to finish the last 35% of our album. And then when the fans hear our album, the things that they know that you and I were working on, the dope shit, it's like, that don't sound like an AC and Law album. Matter of fact, that shit sounds like they rushed it and they turned it around and just threw it out. Yo, AC, you cannot do that to like superhero fans, because I'm surprised people weren't trying to come through for like Warner Brothers lives over that. I mean, they were, because I don't think ever before in the history of Warner Brothers have they allowed them to, release a movie like this. This is how you know the fans were wilding out. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the boy Ray Fisher, Cyborg, I don't know if you saw in the news, but he had came out saying that the new director, who is Joss Whedon, who came over from Marvel, was being an asshole on set. I heard it was like some racial shit. He was, being racist, but I guess it's one of those situations where if no one called you the N-word, someone's going to be like, oh, I wasn't being racist. But you and I both know that people can act in certain ways that are racial, and just so they don't, they stop themselves from being called a racist, they'll do everything else except call you the N-word. So when Ray Fisher was, when came out, who's the Ray Fisher who played Cyborg, he was saying all these things, and then slowly but surely, more cast members started to come out bodying Joss Whedon. And not that this has anything directly to do with the movie, but indirectly it does. Because in the new Justice League, Cyborg is like the main character. And his parts were so few and far in between in the first one, it seemed a little bit weird. Like, if he's one of the Justice League, why doesn't he have equal amounts of parts as everyone else? In this new one, they made my man like the main character. Like, they put in so much from his story that's so dope and so heartfelt. Like, the scene with him and his mom passing away, and all that stuff wasn't in the first one. And that's probably like the most emotional scene in the movie. So for each character, they went in and drew out their backstories. So in the first one, they didn't have that first Wonder Woman story. They didn't have the Cyborg story. That whole the Flash scene where he saved his people who read the comic book will know that's gonna be his woman soon, Iris. So him saving her, that whole scene wasn't in there. There was a lot of scenes that weren't in there, and there were build-ups for the character. Like Joker, they put the Joker in there. And not only did they put Joker in there, that whole last scene, the soliloquy with Joker going back and forth for Batman, and also they added Martian the Manhunter, son. Ain't nobody ever seen Martian the Manhunter on screen before. So on some fanboy shit, like I'm seeing shit that I used to read out the comic books, and it really seemed like it's like you and I going back to like finish our album and being like, nah, this is what we wanted to say. Instead of you chopping up what we were trying to say and like turning it upside down. And like, so when he put out his full movie, I feel it's one of the dopest superhero movies ever. Straight up and down. It's the movie that I wanted them to come out with. It's not perfect. But as far as the action scenes, the way they're working together, their banter, I loved it. I really loved it. And I would have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Let me give myself applause. No,
you said 5 out of 5?
Nah, 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, wow. That's strong. But yeah, I guess I agree with the first term that I used. And how you said it was drawn out, that's what I was taken back from. So yeah, they definitely, if you look at this version, it was definitely like an unabridged version, right? So they almost basically had everything from the original one years back and then threw in all the toppings on top of it. That is where I relate to, my first term used, which was just overkill. It was just, bruh. That's not an evening movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like 4 hours. That's all I was like, 4 hours.
I'm going to keep it a buck, though. I had to watch it like 3 times because as much as I loved it, I fell asleep 2 times watching it.
And that's from a fanboy. So you hear, so that's what I'm saying. It was just, like I said, it was a lot. It was a lot on. It was good, but it was a lot. And that Flash scene with his lady, that was dope. But again, a lot of the scenes, that's where I also, another term I used very first in my opening, dark. A lot of things that they did choose to share, they give a lot of the backdrop to it and the backstory. And they share some of the dark moments that shape and mold the character. It wasn't all the sunlight and the shine and the bright stars shining on people. They giving you some of the dark stuff that, you didn't get before. So,
know what's dope about
I was good with that.
What's dope about that is that DC was been getting bodied by Marvel in the movie theaters. Like DC's been getting bodied by Marvel. So when they were making their whole DC cinematic universe, the DC people were blatantly trying to copy Marvel. And that Marvel movies like Ant-Man or whatever, Spider-Man, they're more lighthearted and they're more, although they can be serious, they're more like colorful and lighthearted. So even like with Suicide Squad, they was trying to copy Marvel shit. And with this, the first time, the dude Joss Whedon came over from Marvel. So the reason why this one is darker is because they brought the dude over from Marvel to finish my man. So that's why a lot of the jokey shit, the like Marvel type shit, they took out of this movie because the dude Zack Snyder was like, nah, that's not what I was trying to do. So all that joke, there was still some jokes in it, but a lot of the lighthearted jokiness that you're talking about was taken out and made darker specifically because the dude Joss Whedon came in and tried to make the shit like Marvel. So I thought that was dope. The man took the reins back of his project and did a real dope dedication to his daughter. So,
they need to keep doing that.
What's that?
Basically carving their own path and not trying to follow Marvel. Everything I've seen that is kind of like a prime example or blueprint of what Marvel's done that they've tried to copy off has been a fail. And so they need to what is it? What's my man? From Suicide Squad.
Will Smith?
No. The first rated R one. I'm trying to think of the first.
An actor's name?
Not the actor, the character. They made a whole movie. It was like really big.
Harley Quinn?
No.
Joker?
With the two he got the two swords, the deaf dude who can't, and red. I'm trying to think of his name. What's his name?
Deathstroke or Deadpool.
Deadpool was the first rated R comic movie. And that won. You remember when that first came out, the very first one, and that won. But that, they kind of carved their own lane and positioned themselves with their own niche. You know what I'm saying? So for them going more in a darker path, just choosing a different route for Marvel, I think is a win altogether. Like you said, snatching the lighter parts and all the humor and making it more dark. Like I said, I like that. I personally like that.
I agree. It actually goes to what you just said, goes to say what I was kind of saying this morning about gaining your power by owning who you are. I think a lot of people gain power by taking their individual style and just owning it. So I think that's kind of what you're saying, rather than DC following Marvel, owning what they think is, or owning their own style. And that's how I think they can conquer the world and be dope.
Word. I do look forward to some more from them, though. Definitely. I know you probably know the whole lineup. What we got in store for 2021?
I don't, because they've been changing everything so much. The only things that I know just only because I read it last night is as far as Marvel, Black Widow is coming out July 9th now, and they're also going to allow that to be seen on television. It's going to come out in the movies as well, but it's going to be the first Marvel MCU movie we've seen in like 2 years because of the whole pandemic thing. And they were going back and forth on whether they wanted to have it on television or not, and they are going to have it on television. So that's super
I know
dope.
this. They need to give me another Man of Steel. They need to give me another Superman, because I can ask you, what's your favorite DC joint? But for me, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
There was no, I don't think it was a movie ever that I could say I went to the movie theater three times to see that movie.
3 times?
3 times to see Man of Steel. That was the best movie DC ever put out.
And this is
That's
the Man of Steel.
Nobody can tell me different.
This is the Man of Steel that came out like 5 years ago, right? You talking about 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, it was sometime back then. What the dude who blew up, who's in Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
My man right there. Yeah, that was the best one ever.
I want to go back and check that out. I'll trust you on that. I do remember liking it, but I need to check it out again. Sometimes you ever find you go back and watch a movie and it's doper than what you originally remembered?
All the time.
Yeah. All the time. So yeah, man. So you say you give it a 3 out of 5. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. What's that, average 4?
3.75 maybe.
We'll go with 380. I think it was good. But yeah, man. Let's get into the news of the day. I have a few different things to talk about. Let's see here.
Gotta get that news of the day drop.
I know. Some shit like that, right?
That hi-hat or something. Yeah, we gotta get that.
I'm on it. So the first news that I don't even fully understand this shit yet. If someone can like reach out and hold me, and not hold me, but like school me. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey sells first tweet as an NFT for $2.9 million. So anyone who doesn't know what NFTs are, they're non-fungible tokens, and it's basically having a digital certificate of ownership through a blockchain. And even though I said that, I'm sure I said it correctly, I still don't understand the shit. Like, my man sold his tweet for $2.9 million? Yo, someone, please show a brother what it is. Can I sell some tweets? Like AC, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this shit. And I feel like because I'm having such a hard time wrapping my head around it, I might miss the boat. Dude sold his tweet, fam. 2.9 mil. And then the definition of a NFT is a digital certificate, having ownership digitally. I'm like, who wants that? Like, I don't want your tweet for 2.9. So I feel like there has to be something that I'm missing. That's all I'm saying.
But listen, how do you declare ownership? Can I screenshot your tweet and I own your tweet on my phone? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, what is the definition of ownership of a tweet? I need the breakdown on that. So the reason I'm so jumpy right now is how we're laughing about this shit. Someone's laughing all the way to the motherfucking bank. Well, yeah, he definitely is.
So, you know, we need to get on top. If there's any listeners out there, hit me up, cymar.music@gmail.com, and show me the way. Please, show me the way.
That's like somebody shitting on a piece of paper, smearing it around, calling it art, and then selling that shit for like $5 million. No pun intended. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yo, we got to figure this shit out, man.
Yeah, we will.
Moving right along. Not so good news. Let me open this joint. A black 11-year-old private school student was, it says allegedly, but ain't no allegedly. I read the article. Allegedly told by a white headmaster to kneel while apologizing. A New York mother is calling for resignation of a white headmaster who told her 11-year-old son to kneel while apologizing for not following instructions. Listen to the instructions he didn't follow, though. So they had an assignment, and my man, because he's an honor roll student, my man finished his assignment before everybody and started working on another assignment. That's what he got in trouble for, you know. The teacher ripped up his first assignment and told him to go see the headmaster, where the headmaster told him to get on his knees and apologize. I can't make this shit up.
Yo, man.
Yo, imagine you got the call today and someone was on the other line and they told you that they made one of your daughters kneel and apologize.
Do I have to say what happens next? Exactly.
Oh, man.
But listen, the first thing I was going to say is where in the world did this happen? But you said New York.
Yeah, New York.
My question is where in New York? I can only imagine certain areas that this is going to happen. You know?
I wouldn't imagine it happens anywhere, but it was at children at St. Martin de Porres Marianas School in Uniondale on New York's Long Island. So, Long Island.
Yeah, so regardless, it's sad. I hope they have some type of footage or some strong witness or testimony to do that, because you know, if this turns into a he said, she said, it can get rough.
Well, but, that's the thing about it. I read the article and I'm confused as to why the title is allegedly, because when you read the article, the headmaster apologizes. So what you mean allegedly? He would apologize. And he said that he had an African Nigerian who was in trouble, and his father had told the headmaster that's how they deal with it at home. So I suppose this headmaster just thought that all black people are just like that?
Nah. When people usually try to pull in the African or let's just say the black example or parallel to it immediately, they just trying to save their ass, man. They trying to save face and save their ass. So for him to pull some story about something he feels parallel or, coincides with that same thing pertaining to a black matter, he just trying to, man, justify his bullshit, man.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
that don't ride.
Right. Moving right along, we got Microsoft is in talks to buy a chat app Discord for more than $10 billion. The reason why this is of interest to me is because how many more chat apps do we need, Joe?
A lot more.
I mean, I would seem so.
We always need more because then you were gonna get bottlenecked into, having to use what they feed us. So it's like another artist coming out. How many more artists in music do we need? We need more, man. We need more expression, unique expression and or else we're always gonna be faced to listen to what we have. We need something new. So
yeah, you're probably right. I'm probably showing my age because just keeping up with everything is just crazy, man.
It's a lot. The market is saturated. Definitely saturated. But yeah, I give it to the people, man. And if you can make money off it, shit, one of our kids can create an app, and if they could get, buy out from a big company like that, get 10 mil, they should get a cut. So
10 bill,
yeah.
10 bill.
Bill, yeah, my bad. Yeah, Discord's huge though. Discord's huge. I don't even know how.
I hadn't heard about it until I read the article.
Yo, I thought I got something sent to my phone. Next thing you know, I was on Discord. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I think somebody sent me a link. I had to open it. It opened up Discord. It's kind of like Reddit to me. I'm not sure of the exact parallel to it, but I know it's just like its own community, its own platform. And I was looking at something, but I was on Discord, and I was like, oh, like it had already got on my phone, and probably some malware shit I didn't need, but you know what I mean? Next thing you know, I was on Discord. I was like,
Word. Moving right along, So yeah, if y'all on Discord, let me know about it. Next up, the White House prepares a massive infrastructure bill with universal pre-K, free community college, and climate measures. I just think that's dope. Biden, do that, man. Free community college. We need that. We should have been had that. Other countries got it. Free education. If we had free education, it could just build us up more because more of us would be intelligent, because more of us would be able to go to school and learn. And it would build up the society of America. So yeah, I think it's a dope idea, and I already know other countries are already doing this shit. Also, with a universal pre-K, that's dope too. Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
That's huge. Like that's right there is beyond words. That's huge because you're talking to a brother. I used to work at Howard University shortly after I graduated.
Right.
And I was the one working in transfer admissions when I was actually reviewing and evaluating transcripts being sent from students trying to get into Howard University from community colleges a lot. A lot of them transfer from other four-year institutions, but many of them couldn't get into Howard right away straight from high school. So they go to a 2-year and then they try to get in. But that's just going to increase the amount of people able and eligible to actually get into 4-year institutions like Howard and other places.
Right.
You give them free school, they got their foot in the door, and then they excel there, and now they can go on to get their bachelor's or master's. But it's just opening the floodgates. So that is super dope. That is super dope altogether.
That would be the good news of the day. I forgot to mention that. Yo, if Biden pulls this off, that would be part of his presidential legacy for sure.
Yeah, word.
So yeah, Biden, do your thing, Miss VP Harris. Do your thing. Yo, another thing that I read about, and we've been kind of hearing about this for a while now, and ex-intelligence director says upcoming UFO report will include information on difficult to explain situations. Yo.
What?
Yo.
This must be some G13 classified, man.
Difficult to explain sightings. This ex intelligence director said he wanted to get this information before he was out, but he wasn't able to get it out. But he said this information is going to be coming this year, maybe in July, and it's going to have a lot of UFO information on there that we've never seen before. And he said it's highly difficult to explain. I don't know what we about to see, but I think it's about to get real.
Let me ask you this: when he says he wanted this to get released before he was out, is he talking about like they got him out of the job, like he's away from the company, he's out of there?
Yeah, he's gone. He's ex-intelligence now.
Yeah, I like that. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Listen, he probably leaked it himself, man. I say he leaked that shit. He definitely leaked that himself. Yeah, man.
He was just like, we need to know. We need to know. The people need to know. If it's aliens coming, I would like to know. I'd like to be prepared. Like if they plan on taking over the planet July 10th, I would like a few months in advance to know. Let me ask you something. If you knew that the aliens were coming July 10th, is there any like movements you would make from here till then that would be different?
It depends. When they coming in peace to boost us, they might boost our humanity. Or you tell them about they coming for war. They about to end stuff.
All the smoke.
Ooh, before July 10th? Man, what could you do, man? Sheesh. Look, I'm thinking of what would they call them? The doomsday preppers. You know what I'm saying? Where they start building tunnels and can I go somewhere and survive? Maybe they only invade for a whole 3 to 6 months and then they leave. So can I get something in preparation to hide out and bunker down for 3 to 6 months? Because if it's till July, it's inevitable. We're not, I'm not gaining enough money to fly to one of these space capsules where the billionaires can. So I've got to do something here to where I can hide out. Or you know what I'm saying?
You know what? I would be thinking different. I would be thinking I have to do something different than what everyone else is doing. So I probably would start making mad beats. And the reason I'd start making mad beats is because in the movies that I see, aliens can usually communicate through sound. So if I start making some fire, they might spare me and take y'all.
Hey, as long as it's fire, you got some bars, you know what I'm saying? You got some bars, because I'm trying to think about how I'm prolong another day on this planet. If they come in July 1st, I'm trying to see how I can make it to July 2nd. You know what I mean? So
Word.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man, these reports should be coming out soon.
He needs to sell that as an NFT. How about that? Fuck a tweet.
I know.
If he's releasing that type of information, who won't buy that for $2 million? They selling tweets for $2 million. Come on.
No, that's right. And then the last piece of news I have here, you must have heard about this. It's nothing cool, not good news. But the Boulder shooting, shooter leaves 10 dead, including a police officer. I feel like every day we're talking about a new shooting now. Maybe people coming out of their houses and deciding that, I don't know. Law enforcement had reported an active shooter at Colorado King Soopers grocery store Monday afternoon. A gunman killed 10 people, including a police officer, in a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. The suspect is in custody. He was apprehended without being harmed. And yeah. Stop the violence.
What was his ethnicity, if I may ask? Apprehended him without harm? He killed 10 people and a police officer, they didn't kill him?
Nah.
Apprehended him with no violence, huh? He didn't take his own life, but he's in custody now and in good health, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear nothing about that, honestly, which is crazy. I didn't hear nothing about that. But Colorado has a lot of situations similar to that jumps off. I'd be really, I don't know if I'd be moving ever to Colorado, period. But just for that sake, it seems like they have a lot of similar situations comparing to that one. So I don't know what's going on out there, but
I don't think I want to go to Colorado.
I do. I would love to visit every state, you know, on in our country. So, you know, I'm talking about live as far as live, but yeah, man, Colorado. I don't know. It just seems like whatever goes on out there, you know, it jumps off. It tends to jump off out there, man.
I don't think I'm making it because there's certain places that I'm just not interested in going.
I feel you.
I don't know, whatever. Anyhow, we've come to the end of the show, and the quote of the day, and it goes a little something like this. Let me turn down the beat. When you show yourself to the world and display your talents, you naturally stir all kinds of resentment, envy, and other manifestations of insecurity. You cannot spend your life worrying about the petty feelings of others. By Robert Greene. But I have another one because I think I had said that one before.
You said Robert Greene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote the
48 Laws.
Right. You got it. Everybody pays attention to the things in space, but who pays attention to the space itself? By Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now. And that's being mindful, what we were speaking about earlier. So yeah, that is the show, my good people. I enjoy y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed us today. Good vibrations, good positive energy. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Ace, thank you for coming through. He's Ace Wonder. I'm Cymarshall Law. We'll see y'all next Wednesday, and I'll see y'all Friday. Peace, love, and